everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So you may have heard the news. Meghan Markle's employee here, Ngozi Fulani, aka Marlene Headley, aka four other aliases, probably more, career criminal who accused Lady Hussey of being racist for asking her where she's from and causing Lady Hussey to step down, to resign her role as a royal aide over it, and she had to go and sit down with Fulani Ngozi and apologize to her. Ugh, look at all these ads. Uh, these things popping up. So we all know so Fulani Ngozi had not only harassed an elderly woman and falsely accused her of racism for asking where she's from and making her step down from her role because, like Meghan Markle, and obviously with Meghan Markle's team, Fulani got all this publicity through Vice. Meghan's first connection is Vice with magazine with this stuff. So I don't know what the direct connection is there, but I definitely know Vice is what she used to blow up the Fulani Ngozi story. They're the ones that allegedly found her tweet where she tried to make it look innocent that she was tweeting that I don't know how I feel, but I felt very uncomfortable. Even though Fulani wasn't even invited, she was not on the invitation list. She barged in there. She crashed the event and dressed like that, dressed like she's, I don't know what drug addict, ganja head there. But of course, Harry and Meghan are druggies, so all their friends look like druggies. So this monstrosity of a woman caused this elderly woman, Lady Hussey, to step down, and then later had this big to do about apologizing in at Buckingham Palace. And there's that picture, the fake apology. I mean, the whole thing was so distasteful and just PR, just communist PR, because obviously, Meghan is working with the enemies of America and Britain and the West, and that is what these, the extreme left, woke, militants, Antifa, all that, they're, working with the Chinese communists or the globalist predators together to destroy the Western world, freedom of speech, etc. So, Fulani Ngozi is a part of that, so are Harry and Meghan. So Fulani Ngozi works for Meghan. So Meghan wanted to attack Prince William's trip to Boston by having Fulani Ngozi come out and using Vice News and other PR to blow up this fake story of falsely accusing Lady Hussey, Prince William's godmother, of being allegedly racist, which we know she isn't. So obviously, as a result of that, now Fulani Ngozi was head of Sister Space, which was a black only, very racist, black only charity for black women only. Very racist woman. Fulani Ngozi is definitely racist, right? So, I mean, how you can get away with starting an organization, a charity, or anything and saying it's only for this race, only for this color. And that's blatant racism. And somehow they're getting away with that because they have the backing of the Chinese communists, you know, globalists pushing this agenda. Well, obviously, after all this brouhaha settled down, she got her fake apology. Then everyone knew. I mean, well, that's not all Fulani Ngozi did, but Fulani Ngozi's before she had to step down from Sister Space because obviously it was investigated and found to be a criminal organization like Fulani Ngozi, and so she had to step down. And now she's pissed, right? So Fulani Ngozi. So now she came back out again, and she's like, you know what? Your apology wasn't good enough. It was good enough before, but now that Fulani has been found out as the fraud and criminal that she is, and being forced to step down by the people in her organization, she's angry, and she's trying to restart the original false allegation of racism. She's trying to bring it up again. Now she's claiming they didn't apologize properly, like they didn't get on their hands and knees or something. So she's trying to create the same. She's trying to, what's the word? Reactivate, resurrect. That's the word. Resurrect this old, PR story because of course it was successful the first time, But I think she's gonna find that people aren't buying it, especially now. We all know what a fake and a fraud and a phony she is. And this isn't the only thing. I mean, it's so obvious that Fulani Ngozi works for Meghan Markle, right? She also was one of the main complainers to Ipso about the journalist who wrote a nasty article about nasty Meghan Markle. So in the UK, Ipso is investigating him. And of course, they were investigating him based on Marlene Headley, aka Fulani Ngozi's sister space organization, who was behind the complaints. I think it was the Wild Foundation. So these criminals, they not only have multiple aliases, they have multiple NGOs or little companies that or little charities that they start. So I haven't watched this yet, but I think but Fulani Ngozi's coming out recently now, trying. She's all fuming and angry that she got kicked out of her business, her charity there. She's making lots of money with BLM and other communists. And here, listen to this.
Ngozi Fulani has today announced that she will be stepping down as CEO from her domestic violence organisation,
is
Bye
to find
bye,
out interesting facts.
Fulani. Bye
Hadel
bye.
Manku. Rafe, thank you so much for
Bye, Fulani. Sucks to be you. That's what happens when you work with an evil Meghan Markle, Fulani. You get markled. Fulani Ngozi's been markled.
joining me this evening. What are your thoughts about this? Is she just dragging up an old story? She's
Yes, yes, and yes. And she's doing it for Meghan Markle.
also stood down as the CEO of her charity. Do we know why? Because there have been lots of stories about that charity in the papers.
That's right. Well, when I first heard about this, a line from Hosea sprang to mind: "For they sow the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind." I mean,
All right, I have to stop this video every now and then for copyright issues. Sow the wind and reap the whirlwind. Oh, yeah, look that's a good one, right? You really need it. When you're dealing with these evil entities, I mean, obviously Meghan Markle and Ngozi Fulani are satanic. They're evil. They worship Satan. You know that. It's like without question. So you gotta get back. The only way to defeat them, you've got to really use God, because they are so evil. And yeah, here we go.
if her reason for stepping down is true, and we don't actually have to take that at face value, then it's obviously terrible. No one should face abuse online or in any capacity. But unfortunately, this is entirely a situation of her own making, I would say. She should
Of course, it's of our own making. Now, I mean, look at this, the professional victim, just like Chris Rock said. Everybody's a victim. I mean, everybody's saying this, not just Chris Rock, but Chris Rock came out with really slam Meghan Markle, which I appreciated and everybody appreciated. Um, Nate the lawyer did a good video on it, and others. But yeah, I mean, I mean, for her to try to flip out the old victim card again, it's really pathetic and lame. And yeah, so I'm wondering if Megan's behind this, or if she's just flipping out on her own and losing her cool here because she's losing. You gotta lose in the end, Fulani. You're lucky you're not going to prison. Hopefully you will be soon.
have known that there would be consequences from, unjustly besmirching the reputation of Lady Hussey, a harmless 83-year-old courtier who.
I mean, look at the elder abuse. I have to get back to the elder abuse here. Harry and Meghan abused their elders, and they've encouraged Ngozi Fulani to do it as well. You see how they're always attacking elderly people? I mean, do you need any more proof of how evil they are? Seriously. They're always targeting older people. We gotta look into, I want to see if she's going to prison, this woman. She deserves to go to prison. She's beyond evil. You need exorcists on this thing, I'm telling you.
Was engaged in small talk. It's not Buckingham Palace's role to deal with alleged abuse. There's actually no reason at all the palace needs to have any further dealings with this lady. I mean, to my mind.
And you know what? I just listening to Lady C, and she was pointing out that alleged christening. On an aside, on a different topic, Meghan's alleged christening of her daughter in her home with a bishop. And didn't I say Meghan's so evil that she loves lying about bishops? And sure enough, I didn't look it up. I should have. You got to look up everything with these two. Turns out that bishop is not was not a bishop for the Episcopalian Church or something, or he wasn't. What did she say?
So I just say that for what it's worth. Now, to go back to the business of the Archbishop of Los Angeles being the Reverend John Taylor. He's not. The Archbishop of Los Angeles is Jose Gomez of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Los Angeles. He's also the president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. Sorry. John H. Taylor is not an archbishop. He is a bishop of the Episcopal Church's Diocese of Los Angeles. Interestingly enough, rather like Justin Welby, prior to his ordination as an Episcopal priest, he served as Richard Nixon's chief of staff in retirement from 1984 to 1990. He was also the executive director of the Nixon Presidential Library. So you notice, when it suits Meghan and Harry, they go with the right. They're low.
I still say that they're more left. I mean, they're BLM and everything else, and they, of course, we all know Meghan and Harry have no, strong, uh, I don't know what's the word. They're not loyal, right? Obviously, they're not going to be loyal or to anyone at the end of the day, whatever suits them. So I do get that, but it does look like they are way more on the left with everything they're doing, the censorship, the alignment with Bill Gates and Obama and everything else. Yeah. Just because this bishop once worked for a Republican, don't forget we got rhinos, Republican in name only. So he's obviously lefty and he's obviously evil if he's working with Harry and Meghan, let's face it. I mean, a lot of the Satanists have infiltrated the churches, and I don't doubt this is one of them. I mean, look at that face. I mean, eee. I mean, I don't know. Just saying, if you're going to doing a christening for Harry and Meghan in their home, I mean, come on. I don't know. There's this definitely shadiness going on here with Harry and Meghan. So this is the bishop who allegedly did the christening. But as it turns out, here's his Twitter page. Here, the Bishop John Harvey Taylor. Turns out Meghan lied again about another bishop. Because he says in his tweet here, on behalf of presiding Bishop Michael B. Curry, who I believe, I've heard it was the reverend who did their wedding, and at the invitation, he presided, but he wasn't the one who did it. I guess it was the Curry guy. So on behalf of presiding Bishop Michael B. Curry, and at the invitation, I had the blessing of presiding a sacrament of holy baptism on Lilibet, March 3rd. Uh-huh. So I'm wondering, well, who actually did it then? I mean, he did it. He presided on behalf of Michael B. Curry. He presided over it. So I assume that means he did it, or was he just there at the time? So there's Michael B. Curry. We know he was the one. So it looks like, to me, it seems like he's the one that actually did it. Whole thing is such a scam from beginning to end, isn't it? I mean, unbelievable. Evil. Or he's saying that Michael B. Curry asked him to do it and he did it on behalf of him. Whatever the case may be, whole thing stinks. Another aspect to this, besides Fulani, attacking the royal family again, is that she's claiming that she's the victim of online abuse. Like Meghan and Harry complain about, and how they justify they're trying to bring more censorship, and Harry himself calling Twitter and censoring people and deplatforming people on Twitter and YouTube. So that's also an aspect of this that Fulani is pushing for as well with her stepping down. She says temporarily. So she's really pissed, apparently, about having to step down. She didn't expect any repercussions for her actions and her political motivations here. And she is citing online abuse as one of the reasons. Like, she should be exempt from everybody else who gets abused and deplatformed. She should. I think she feels that she shouldn't have to deal with any of that. They feel like they're superhuman or something, and they don't have to deal with the everyday, uh, you know, events of life that we all deal with, right? So there's exceptionalism. And I shouldn't say exceptionalism, but there's this elitism of Meghan, Harry, and Fulani Ngozi coming out here. They feel they're just above everyone, particularly everyone who's white. Let's face it. She's attacking the royal family, which I believe her, Meghan, and they're attacking again as a symbol of Western culture, but also because they're white. They're the whitest family, and like Chris Rock said, Meghan hit the light skin lottery. Right? So there's no coincidence there, and I think that Fulani's like, how dare I have anyone attack me? I should be above reproach. I'm Fulani Ngozi, aka Marlene Headley, aka four other aliases, who has runs a racist organization that only serves one race, and I should be above any reproach. I mean, it's just insanity. These people, they're just their mental illness and evilness is just inflicted upon us all in the media and social media. So we're the ones who suffer. If anyone should be pulling the victim cards, it's us. And though I am loath to look at this criminal, I figure we should take a peek at Megan's employee here, her co-conspirator in this criminal activity, and figure out, because as Lady C pointed out, first Fulani comes out and says, my apology wasn't good enough. Months later, suddenly she comes out with that, which is so obviously a PR ploy. And then Meghan and Harry announce, oh, Prince and Princess Archie Lilibet. I mean, really, they're just so obnoxious, Archie and Lilibet. The names and everything. I mean, everything they do is just to be so offensive and derogatory and negative and just evil. I mean, everything they do is evil. Even naming babies is the way they do it is evil, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's really ah. Anyways, Lady C also promises this year will be one will the whole charade will fall. Let's hope so. Um, because following these criminal drug addicts is just, ugh, you know. Anyways, so let's look at Fulani Ngozi. I'm going to be using the Gypsy Tarot here. It's in Russian here, this particular deck. I couldn't get the English version of it. But whatever, it's good enough for the gypsies here, for the social outcasts that Fulani Ngozi and Meghan Markle, Prince Harry are. Let's take a look at this little, sudden hissy fit Fulani decides to have a regular person here, regular spokesperson for Meghan and Harry against the British and the royal family. So let's take a look. How upset is the Marlene Headley really? What's she really after here? What's Meghan's influence? Let's find out. I've already shuffled the cards. I'm going to split the deck. Let's see. We can get some answers here on the evil Fulani Ngozi, Marlene Headley. It's the bitch's general attitude. Creating a stir, creating divisiveness, pushing racism, making people crazy, howling at the moon, saying, listen, trying to make a scene here, putting herself in the mainstream media, major arcana. So, of course, for whatever reason, she does get on the mainstream media there in Britain. Um, I don't watch the mainstream media here, so I wouldn't know if she's here, but I don't think she is. It's mainly in Britain where she's creating the scene and upsetting people. And oh, what's this? I get the Knight of Wands reversed. I have to look at it closely first because it's in Russian. Yeah, so of course abusing the media, coming out, being a warrior for me game, but of course she is a criminal and she's a liar and she's a fake, a fraud, and a phony and a racist. and a nasty piece of work with nasty hair, and nobody likes her and everybody hates her. And she doesn't just go away because they have this powerful criminal global predator grouping behind them, or they're paid really well. Because why else would you keep coming out with these lies and abuse? And at the bottom of it all, three of coins. So this is her work. This is her expertise, being a criminal and a fraud and a phony with her 5 aliases. And, this is her work. This is how she makes her money. She's a criminal. Not unlike, the rest of them. They're all criminals. So just making a buck, creating a stir, being abusive in the media, inviting abuse. So this is, like, again, a tactic that Harry and Meghan do. They do things like naming their child Lilibet and Archie. And if you dare to say anything about that, oh my goodness, so many reporters and others, get fired from their jobs and deplatformed if you dare to criticize their obviously provocative actions. Just like having this alleged christening that with no pictures and posting it all over People magazine, and the first line of People was they deserve their titles. So it's so obvious how you see how the mainstream media is just pushing their agenda. So that shows the globalist backing of Harry and Meghan. I mean, as well as their PR, but I think they're getting a lot more backing than that, obviously, with all these connections, these BLM connections like Fulani Ngozi and others. So what's the basis of what Fulani's doing here? So she's creating a stir, trying to create mayhem. Oh, 7 of Cups reversed. Very unhappy here, disenchanted that she's lost her sister space. She's had to step down, and apparently she had pointed out temporarily. It's temporary. So this is a defeat. That any kind of defeat they can't stand. I mean, we all saw this coming. You attack the royal family and make a big brouhaha in the media. You ought to know the the financial regulators are going to investigate, and no doubt with a criminal they fly. But even see, they're so criminal and they get away with so much that when the law finally does catch up with them, they're aghast. Like, what? You're holding me accountable for my actions? I'm not getting away with all my criminal activity? How dare you? This is the arrogance of sociopathy, psychopathology. They just expect that you accept their criminal activities. They're above the law. They're above everyone else, which we've already established with these two. So what was Meghan's influence on Fulani coming out? Major Arcana, Wheel of Fortune for the light-skinned Countess of Dumbarton who won the lottery. Oh yeah, Major Arcana, right. Megan definitely called her or contacted her through her BLM connections and said, Fulani, get out there and stir things up again like you did last time. And I mean, I don't, after all the criticisms and exposure that Fulani's gotten, I mean, did she really think she was going to get away with it a second time and that anyone was going to give her the time of day? But of course, it's not for us. I mean, it's partly for us, but it's mainly for the royal family. It was mainly a threat to the royal family to say that if you dare criticize a christening or not update the website, you can expect some more of this gonna happen, more elder abuse to happen. And they just love abusing elderly people. They're so sick and twisted and evil-minded. And that's another reason why I think they're psychopaths, because psychopaths, again, love to bully and harm uh, helpless people, creatures, whether elderly or children or animals. That's the signature of a psychopath. So that's why I think they're all psychopaths. Harry, Meghan, and this Fulani woman. They just don't. Wait till they're elderly. Not far away, Fulani. You're not exactly a young chick yourself. But they're nasty to the end. Fulani and the rest of them will go out and they're, I don't know, they're gonna go out in a bam, one way or another. So let's see here. So yeah, she's, obviously she's doing her job being a nasty warrior for Meghan. She's unhappy that she's lost some face here, that she's, temporarily had to stand down. She can't stand that the law's caught up with her. And so what's she expecting from her little brat fest here? Oh, devil reverse. This one has Pan as the devil. Yeah, oh yeah. So she's definitely there to show her evil BLM, Antifa, globalist, communist Marxist communist agenda, and she's stirring up the pot here. She's bringing out the devil here. She's pushing. This is Meghan behind it. I tell you, evil, 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 and the devil is at the top of the reading there. Her being mischievous here. This is Meghan and Fulani. They do all this brouhaha, and then they go back and laugh and drink and do their drugs and whip Harry some more. Put Harry in his dungeon and torture him. I mean, they're so evil. They're so evil. They really are. They are literally all satanic. They really are. I think they are. So, and then of course the devil up there. So Fulani, they're flexing their excuse me, their satanic muscle there, and possibly promising to bring out the troops, the Antifa or the BLM, and start rioting or something. They're definitely making that threat that they're attempting to join, because that's what they do. They take something small and misrepresent it and then blow it up. And this was exactly what Meghan and Harry have been doing, right, with their Sussex squad and whatnot, trying to make it appear as if it would be racist to not give them the title of prince and princess. Like, whatever. And now, as somebody pointed out, quite rightly, Meghan's going to be jealous that her daughter is an actual princess. We all know it's not her daughter. She didn't give birth to nothing. But if that girl does get a princess title, then she'll be a real princess, unlike Meghan, who's just a duchess. Just a countess of Dumbarton. So anyways, so what is Marlene? So Marlene is evil. She's threatening to bring out her evil satanic cabal against and bring them out into the public and start making all kinds of trouble. So what does she not want? What's trying to not want here? Oh, six of swords. Six of swords. So Marlene doesn't want people to move on and forget about her. She doesn't want to move on from this issue. She's going to keep harping on it and making it her thing. She doesn't want people forgetting about her and the incident, and she's trying to regurgitate it and trying to, you know, fan the flame some more, bring it up again. Like, don't forget me. Don't forget me, the crazy lady with the bad weave and the crazy outfit dressed up like Halloween. I'm still here. Blah. That all these Satanists, they all do this. They all get online and they're all just in the media, all just sticking their ugly faces out there, trying to stir people up. That's what they do. They want a reaction. She doesn't want people moving on away from her. She wants to feel. She loved the power. I think she really felt empowered with the whole Lady Hussey scandal, and she wants to do it again because she really felt empowered. I mean, imagine the power of just starting something like that in the media and knowing you did that. Even though of course it wasn't her doing it, it was all the backing of Meghan, her PR and everything. But I think that she's really full of herself. Marlene Headley, aka Fulani Ngozi, thinks that she's while she's complaining about online abuse, in reality she's loving the attention, loving it, because positive or negative, attention is attention. And that's just a normal thing that people like that, and just in general, people love attention. They love that they can post something and everybody will react. So she doesn't want people moving on and forgetting about her, that's for sure, especially the royal family. And what is she hoping for from all this? Oh, lovers reversed. Wow. Separation here, huh? Quite a lover's card, right? Well, this is reverse. She wants to upset them. She wants to cause more divisiveness on the world of major arcana on the world stage. So she's causing again divisiveness, and it's more between black and white and pro-monarchy, anti-monarchy, and young and old, and communists versus capitalists, and all the divisiveness that she can stir up. That's what she wants, and she's very evil about it. Very evil agenda. So yeah, so she wants to create, and this is like pain and suffering reversed. It can be. So this is like not wanting peace and harmony before the coronation, right? Because Prince Charles is hoping this coronation is going to bring people together and love, and everybody's saying, well, yes, we're all British. We all love, love the royal family. It's a great symbol. And she wants to destroy that, Marlene and Meghan, of course, behind her. The whole point of doing all this leading up to the coronation, of course, is to throw mud at the royal family and throw mud on the coronation, try to ruin this, not only nationalistic but spiritual ceremony, right? And this is spiritual. This is a spiritual war. So they're attacking that as well. And yeah, Meghan with her baptism in her home. You can't have a baptism in a home. She's such a lie. She's so crazy. So they really want to attack anything religious, you know that. Um, Anything with God, they want to attack because they're with the devil. So how is public opinion affecting Fulani Ngozi right now? And I get a minor arcana. No, not a minor arcana. Excuse me, major arcana. The strength reversed. Yeah. See, here's Fulani with her big mouth, and there's Meghan behind her, and, Meghan and Harry. And so usually it's out of control here. It does set off the public. So they are triggering the public and they are getting a backlash. And it's major arcana, so she is very affected by it. I mean, just like Lady Hussey was upset about being attacked, Fulani is again, she's not a young chick, she's going to be affected by it as well. And yeah, so she is feeling the backlash, and rightly so. She's put herself out there and she continues to do so. Even though she's just doing it for money, still, and she's doing it because she's part of the cabal. She's got, you got to follow orders when you're a soldier of the satanic cabal here with Meghan and Harry. You got to do what you got to do. They tell you this is the way it is. It's the stratum, they tell you get out there and do this. I mean, but she is a nasty piece of work. It does come natural to her. And of course, her her racist charity is a joke. It's no charity. She's not helping anybody. I've read plenty of complaints of people who said that they wouldn't help them, people who are in need. So Marlene doesn't care about anybody but Marlene, right? We all know that already. The whole thing's a scam. So anyways, but she is affected by the public and getting more and more so. And the more she exposes herself, the more she's exposing what a scam she is. And she's also exposing Harry and Meghan with the timing and everything. I mean, the timing she is so obvious in both times that she's come out like this. Yeah, and her behind the scenes activities with reporting Jeremy Clarkson under her other foundation, the Wild Foundation. I mean, how many foundations and charities does this criminal have? I mean, it's like George Soros with his millions of little, startups that open and close overnight, the Aspen Institute and all this other nonsense. They just make up these names, trying to sound official when they're nothing but BLM advocacy groups pushing Marxist communism. Anyways, so she is very affected, which is good. So we are having an effect on her. So keep it up. Keep exposing her. Don't let her get away with nothing, honey. You're rocking her world. Let her feel the heat. She wants to be out in the public so much, then she can just feel the heat. And what's she gonna do next? Oh, look at that. Star. Oh my. Another major arcana here. So she is going to come out publicly with something else. Obviously something pushing Meghan's agenda here. I see her as, again, trying to do something to um, make it appear. Again, they did mention that she's complaining about abuse, right? So that she's probably going to try to use this with Harry and Meghan's agenda of censorship. Somehow, yeah, so look out. She's going to do something else next. She's not done before the coronation. I think before the coronation, probably, she's going to try to pull some other stunt. Or she'll keep regurgitating the Lady Hussey story, trying to lie about that and pervert the facts, which evil people like her are prone to do. So I see her doing something here with her evil comrades, major arcana, major arcana. So this is all for the world's consumption, right? I'm getting a lot of major arcanas here. We get the moon, we get the devil, we get the wheel of fortune, we get the star, we get the lovers reversed, we get strength reversed. So this is all for public consumption. This is all to make hit the world press and to get the mainstream media, which they already have in their pocket with Vice News and all the rest of them, and that regurgitates and repeats through all the other major news organizations, and they're given, and they give her platforms everywhere. So you're going to be hearing more from her, no doubt, pushing her agenda. And in the long term, I get Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, yeah. So this could be her. I kind of see her being an outcast here, living in this tent and being homeless. You can also see this, Eight of Wands is traditionally, about more stories and whatnot, and but I see her going into hiding in the long term and living out her life as the long term, after these stories, after her job is done, she's going to, go hide away somewhere, take her money that she's paid from Meghan and BLM and wherever, all the money she raises, and from the globalists, and go hide out and live the rest of her life and retire with all the money that she can. Or she'll end up in a concentration camp here. This could be like a FEMA camp type thing, although I don't know what they have in the UK. But yeah, it doesn't look good for her though. Not in the long term. She's gonna enjoy the attention now and be treated to apologies from royal family members, but it's gonna be short lived because this could also be prison. I see these lines up here as being like prison, being behind a prison wall there, prison fence. That's where she's headed. But anyways, but not before she stars in some more fake controversies that she conjures up and tries to push her, poor Meghan agenda. And hopefully all of it's going to collapse and soon because she is just evil, evil, evil with her little mischievous ways, causing all this controversy, and then, giggling with Meghan about how clever they are to be so evil. And yeah, so she's as evil as they come. Marlene Headley, aka Fulani Ngozi, aka four other aliases. I can't remember them all, but she is just a little evil media darling, pushing racism, pushing sexism, pushing ageism, completely negative, ugly influence. She's ugly inside and out. She's nasty. She should go away and stop being such a negative force in the world and stop pushing her negativity and hate, which is all she knows how to do, obviously. So then, of course, she's with Meghan. Meghan Harry are the main forces behind her, pushing her on and paying her and giving her the platforms. Yeah. So, all right, so that is what I see from Marlene Headley. She wants to cause more pain and suffering for people, more divisiveness, harm to everyone in the royal family, and doing it through the media and by causing controversy and upsets in her big, fat, ugly mouth. All right, so that's what I have for you today. So I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.